Hey familia, Miranda here, and I have yet another haul to share with you. So this was my first year participating in the MVD Black Friday sale. So many good deals. They had a ton of titles that were on my Amazon wish list. So I did pick up several. I sort of kind of tried to have a little bit of self-control, and yet I still ended up with roughly like 21 titles, I think. So, but I could have gotten more, but I held back a little bit. So there was lots of just good things on there. Great prices. Like seriously, the prices were just so dang good. So definitely when the sale comes around, you guys make sure you take advantage. I will say though, the only thing I don't like is their like 15, limit per order. And if you want to make another order, you have to do like a separate one, and it's like kind of paying, double shipping or whatever. But in the end, you guys, I ain't tripping because the prices are just so good that honestly the shipping is like nothing for real. But anywho, let's go ahead and see what all I got. I did get several upgrades that I'm super happy about, and then also just a bunch of like random buys. So we shall see. Let's get into this. So I believe that all the titles that I got were either between like $4 and $8. And they do tell you on the site that slips are not guaranteed, but I'm not a slip junkie, so I ain't fussing over that. So I did get in 2 boxes. I just have everything here in a pile that I'm going to share with you guys the ones that don't have slips, and then we'll get to the ones that do have slips. So first up is this film called Breath. I was going to say Breathe. Breath. And does star Simon Baker, which is kind of why I wanted this one, but it's also like, I guess, like a surfer flick of some sort. But basically these 2 teenage kids, they befriend him over like the summer or something in Australia. And he kind of, I guess maybe teaches them about surfing and just kind of pushes them to do, take risks and stuff like that, that will, like impact their lives, I guess, like in a good way. I don't know. It sounded pretty interesting, and, especially for Simon Baker, I do enjoy him. So I thought I would go ahead and check this one out. Next up is this film that I seriously had, it wasn't even on my radar, you guys, but it stars Steve Buscemi, and it's this film called Delirious. And when I read into it, it definitely sounded like something I would be super into. He's a photographer. He takes in this homeless kid as like his assistant, and he ends up like falling for this like pop diva or something like that. So it just, like, I guess, kind of goes downhill from there, for him anyways. But yeah, Delirious, it sounds really good, you guys. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Next up, we have this film called Digging to China. This was one that I actually had found through Hamilton Book in like one of their, recent drops like earlier this year. And it's been on my wish list for a while, and they had it for super cheap. So I went ahead and snagged it. You do have Kevin Bacon. Like, who doesn't love them some Kevin Bacon? And also Evan Rachel Wood is in here, who I love. Like, I've loved her since I saw her in 13. And you also have Mary Stuart Masterson in here as well. But it sounds like a very kind of like sweet story. I guess this little girl, she lives at this hotel, or I guess like her mom runs this hotel or whatever. And so she lives there with her mom and her sister, but I guess they don't really, I don't know if they just have like a not great relationship or something like that. So this guy, Kevin Bacon's character, comes to stay at the hotel, and I guess somehow they just become like really good friends. And then I guess some sort of like tragedy occurs. So I don't know, maybe like the mom, sister die or something. I don't know. But anywho, yeah, they kind of just have to like stick together in the end and whatnot. So it sounds pretty sweet, but we'll see. Digging to China. Next up is this film called Monday Morning. This is another one too that wasn't on my radar, but when I saw it there, I read into it, and it just sounds like a really good film, you guys. Obviously, it's like high school drama type stuff or whatever. Basically, there's this kid and his friends. They're from like the wrong side of the tracks, and of course you have like, they come to this new high school, and obviously there's people there that don't want their presence and stuff like that. And so, there's like, I guess probably like the cool kid or whatever, and so an occurrence happens where basically they try to frame this one kid and stuff. So, along those lines, it sounded interesting, so I wanted to go ahead and check it out. Got some Van Damme in Lionheart. This was definitely one of his better films. I always enjoyed this one growing up. I cannot wait to revisit that one. And then this one here, I wanted for Sally Field, but also Alfred Molina's in here. So I had to get this one. And it is a true story, which sounds like a pretty crazy true story. It's this film called Not Without My Daughter. And basically her and her daughter, the husband, let's see, I forget what country it is, like Iraq or something, somewhere in the Middle Middle East, okay? The husband's from the Middle East, and so he takes his family, you know, from wherever they were to the Middle East, and he has no intentions of taking them back. And so basically the mom, she, you know, she obviously doesn't want to stay there because of everything that's happening and stuff. And I guess the husband just kind of isn't who she thought he was, whatever. And so she wants to try and escape with her daughter, you know, back to wherever they came from and stuff. So yeah, it's a true story, you guys. Sounds pretty great. A little like escape story. So I definitely am looking forward to that one. Next up, this one is an upgrade. This is The Miseducation of Cameron Post. And I'd actually picked up the DVD at Dollar Tree a while back, and I watched it, and I really enjoyed this. Chloe Grace Moritz is just fantastic in this. I've always been a fan of her. I've like loved everything that she's been in. And basically, her parents, they catch her with another girl, and they send her off to some like conversion therapy center and stuff. And so yeah, they're trying to be like, oh, it's not okay and stuff like that. And yeah, so she's just kind of an outcast. She befriends some other outcasts and stuff like that. It's a really good movie, you guys. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it. So this next title I have is one that I had never heard of, but me and hubby are like super big on horse flicks. And so it's this film called Harry and Snowman. And basically, I guess it takes place during like World War II. And this guy, he buys this horse that I guess they were gonna like slaughter it or something like that, but he bought it for like 80 bucks, and they went on to win the Triple Crown of show jumping and stuff. And I guess, I mean, it has to be a true story, obviously, because even Harry and Snowman website is listed on the back here. But yeah, I guess it's Harry at 86 years old telling the story. It says a Cinderella love story of, you know, just how, you know, they came to be and stuff like that. So yeah, right up my alley. I'm sure I will enjoy this, and I'm sure hubby will too. And it does look like it might be in black and white, so you can see from the photos on the back there. But yeah, Harry and Snowman, like I said, always down for a good horse flick. Next up is a film that I've heard nothing but great things about, and the cast is awesome, and that is A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints. I really don't know anything about this, but like I said, I've heard lots and lots of people just rave about this film, so I cannot wait to check it out. And then next up, for the boxing collection, of course, this one's been on my radar for a while, so finally decided to pick it up. I mean, it was super cheap. Got Samuel Jackson and Josh Hartnett in Resurrecting the Champ, and it is based on a true story. So wait, that was based on a lie. Interesting. So yeah, another boxing one for the collection. Happy to have this. Can't wait to check it out. So the next film I have here is Shade. You guys need to check this out. If you love rounders, you will love this film. And this one was actually a blind buy that I had found on DVD at Goodwill like a year or two ago. And I believe it was earlier in the year that I watched it finally. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. I mean, really, when I got the DVD, I got it for the cast because the cast is just awesome. You have Stuart Townsend, Gabriel Byrne, Tandy Newton, Jamie Foxx, Melanie Griffith, and Sylvester Stallone. So obviously it is, you know, like a poker flick, and it does have to do with, you know, like trying to like scam people and stuff like that. I love the freaking opening to this film because this film, honestly, it really focuses quite a bit on like the tricks and like ways that people cheat through poker. And so it was really cool, the opening of this film. But I highly recommend this one if you have not. Like, yeah, nobody ever talks about this film. I had never heard of it before I found the DVD. And like I said, I had gotten it for the cast, and when I watched it, I loved it. So I'm happy to upgrade it. Next one is this film called Drive. This one, honestly, I saw Brittany Murphy's name on here and I just had to get it. I haven't really heard too much on this film. I'm sure, assuming it's like a classic. I do recognize Kadeem Hardison, Mark Dacascos, I'm not really too familiar with. But yeah, so I just wanted to go ahead and check this one, especially for Brittany Murphy. I don't know how big her role is in here. And like I said, I really haven't heard anything on this film, but I will be watching it sometime. All right, so My Friend Dahmer. This one I wanted for Ross Lynch. I think it's pretty wild to go from Disney Channel to portraying this like young version of one of the most iconic serial killers out there. So yeah, that is quite the jump. So I am super curious to see his role in this film. So should be interesting. And yeah, I just had this on my radar too for a while, and so I'm happy to finally have it. Next up is this film called Sleepover. I know it looks kind of like cheesy, I'm sure it will be, but it has Alexa Vega in it, and I really wanted it mostly for her because I obviously loved her in Spy Kids, and then she did just a fantastic job in that Lifetime film Odd Girl Out, and I've just always been curious, you know, to check out her other filmography and stuff. But aside from her, you do also have Sarah Paxton in here, Brie Larson, Steve Carell. There's some other peeps too that I don't really recognize, but yeah, this one is one that I've kind of been wanting to check out for some time. And you guys, I feel like a complete idiot because somehow I managed to order 2 copies of this. And I am one of those people that before I push, you know, the submit button or place your order button, like I go through and check like 2-3 times, and somehow I still managed to miss that I somehow had a quantity of 2 in my cart. I don't know. So the other copy I just ended up sending to a friend, but yeah, I feel like a complete idiot, you guys. But yeah, happy to have Sleepover. Looking forward to checking it out. Alrighty, getting into the slips. So first up, we do have ICU with Stallone. I have not seen this one, but plenty of people have recommended it, so I was happy to see that it was part of the sale. And then we have Walking Tall. This specific like release is one that I've been wanting for a while. I just love the freaking you know, slip cover work and stuff. So yeah, Walking Tall. This is honestly one of my favorite Dwayne Johnson flicks. Highly underrated film in my opinion. I feel like not enough people talk about this one, but yeah, I saw this in theaters and I've seen it like a gazillion times after that and stuff. So I'm happy to upgrade this one because I did have this one still on DVD, and yeah, I am looking forward to revisiting it because it's actually been a while since I've seen it. But yeah, Walking Tall, I love this one. I mean, I also have Johnny Knoxville in here, and you also have Cleo Thomas, who was Zero in Holes. And then I forget what the other dude's name, like the bad guy in this film. I do not remember. But yeah, I recognize him too from like other films and stuff like that. So this is a really good one. Some good action and stuff like that. Good story. So check it out if you haven't. And of course, we got some more Dahmer. Yeah, this one too, it's been on my radar for a while. I've been wanting to check it out. So I mean, this one and then My Friend Dahmer, yeah, I'll probably end up checking them out kind of like at the same time or so. But yeah, we got that one. So the next one I have here is actually one of my all-time favorite Queen Latifah films. And I wasn't even aware that this had a Blu-ray because I had the DVD. But when I saw it on the site, I had to get it. And I was not expecting at all for this to even come with a slip. But yeah, I adore this movie, and that is Beauty Shop. It's just a fun time. It's funny. You got the romance going on and everything. And aside from Queen Latifah, there is just an amazing cast in this. You do have Alicia Silverstone, Andie MacDowell, Alfre Woodard, Mina Savari, Kevin Bacon, and then I can never pronounce his name. It's like Digimon Hansu. Yeah, I can't really pronounce his name, but anywho, yeah, Beauty Shop. I love it, you guys. It's one of her best roles. Okay, so these next 2 upgrades I am super excited about, and these 2, I did not expect these to come with slips. But we have Barbershop and Barbershop 2. I do actually have the 3rd one on Blu-ray as well. So now I have all my Barbershop films on Blu-ray. The only thing though is that these 2 have the slips, but the 3rd one doesn't. And I don't even think it's available with a slip. I don't know if they ever made one for it or not. But yeah, I'm at least happy to finally upgrade the Barbershop films because I absolutely love them. They're just a lot of fun, you guys. And so yeah, I'm happy to have those. And then the last film that I have to share with you guys is one too that it's kind of been on my radar for a bit. I actually had it saved on Shudder to watch, but I saw it part of the sale. It was super cheap. So like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get it. I haven't really heard too much on it, but I'm sure it's going to be, you know, like some, I don't know, like classic horror slasher cheesiness, whatever you want to call it. And that is The House on Sorority Row. So looking forward to this one. Those are all of my pickups from the MVD Black Friday sale, you guys. Let me know if you guys have seen any of these titles, your thoughts on them, what are some of your favorites. And yeah, you guys, so until next time, till next sale, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the family if you have not, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.